Significant investment balances in balance sheet require year-end testing. Usually there are two types of tests we perform on investment balances which are sitting in our balance sheet. One is the existence of investment, and the other test is testing of their valuation, the prices, the fair value at the year end. Existence we usually confirm by having confirmation from custodian and other source of any other source of confirmation that satisfy that there was investment at the year end. And as far as the valuation side is concerned, so let's say if you have a list of shares, list of different stocks in your investment balances, then you usually perform year-end valuation by going to your favorite website which provide year-end prices of different stocks, and then you go one by one for each stock, select your year-end date and see the prices as per that website and what the price your client have used to value these investments. So let me show you one quick example to explain what I mean by testing the year-end prices. So for example, in Western world, Yahoo Finance is one of the popular website we use to check year-end prices for different stocks. So I'm going to Yahoo Finance. So let's say I am picking one share, one stock which is part of my investment balance, which is National Australia Bank. So my aim is to see the year-end prices. So this is National Australia Bank, and please bear in mind how Yahoo Finance recognize this share, because in Yahoo Finance you have so many stock exchange data available. So in order to recognize that which stock exchange this bank listed in, you suffix it with the respective stock exchange symbol. So for ASX, which is Australian Stock Exchange, Yahoo Finance abbreviated as AX. For other, they are different. Now going back to the historical data, select your year-end dates. So in my case, the year-end is 30th June. So you need month, date, and year. So the month is June 30. So the date I'm using is 29 because 30th was Saturday. And the end date is 06. Let's say 30th. Okay, done. Apply. Here you go. So my close price of National Australia Bank at 30th June is 27.41. This is the price I am expected to see the client has used at the year end. So this is one example. Assume that you have more than 60 or 70 listed stocks that you wanted to maybe sample, maybe the whole population you wanted to test. So testing 60 or 70 stocks, going one by one, selecting historical data, dates, and then apply. And then once you have the data, probably you would have your Excel worksheet. So you have to plug this 77.41 in this Excel worksheet. Now let's see how data science, especially the Python script, can simplify the entire process with less intensive labor efforts and the tons of time saving. So this is my script. Don't worry about this line of code. Let me clear it for a second so it will be more easily readable. So please bear with me 1 second. So this is the Python script we are talking about. So the aim is to check year-end prices of more than 50 stocks from Yahoo Finance. Now there are a few block of codes here. Don't worry about. I do understand that as auditor we don't have a programming knowledge. We don't know how this gibberish kind of code work. So don't worry about this stage. I'll explain how it works in the background. Okay. So the first block of code is basically installing all the relevant modules which we need in Python to talk to Yahoo Finance and how to present the data we have obtained from Yahoo Finance into more easily and readably format. So you don't need to worry about this first block of code. in this script there are a few places where you need to make few amendments. I will explain you where you need to make some adjustment to get the price you want. So the first place where you need to make your amendment is date. So at this stage I'm using 30th June 2018 as my year end. So as I showed you earlier, I was using 29, this is June, this is 2018. I've already written down the format of the date Yahoo Finance recognize. Similarly, you need year end date, start date and end date. So I'm just providing a gap of one day just in case. You never know that maybe Saturday, Sunday or whatever it is, so I have provided a price range. So this is the first place where you need to make some adjustments. The second place you need to make adjustment is you have to provide the list of codes to Python. The way usually work is you go to the Python, you upload your file. Please bear with me 1 second. You upload your file from your computer, choose your file where you have a list of codes. So this is the file which has list of all my required codes, because how Yahoo Finance will know which companies you want the prices for. So this is the Excel file here. I'll show you. So what I did is, this is very easy. I went to Google, I searched for Australian Stock Exchange companies ASX code. So this column A is basically showing you the price symbol, ticker, whatever you call it, of these companies on Australian Stock Exchange. Then what I did, I have added, as I showed you earlier, that Yahoo Finance want, because there are so many stock exchanges in Yahoo Finance, they want us to provide a stock exchange symbol as well. So the Yahoo Finance stock exchange symbol is AX. So I just concatenate the AWC, which is the Aluminium Limited SX code, dot and access. So this is the Yahoo Finance code I need to give it to Yahoo Finance, and then Yahoo Finance will give me the codes. So what I did, I just copy paste this column into a separate sheet. That's easy. And then I went back to Azure Notebook, uploaded this file. Here's file. As I already done that, so I'm not doing it again. So this is the file sitting here. Then I went to my code. So the first you uploaded the file, and then I have read this file using Python. So in my case, I'm using ASXPY code.xlsx. In your case, you could have a different file name where you have all the sheets, where you have all the codes, and then the sheet name. So in my sheet, I have a code. You could have a different name. You can choose it, Yahoo code, no code, sheet 3, sheet 4, whatever it is. So here it's optional that you need to provide the sheet name. Maybe you have more than one sheets in your file. If you don't have any, if you don't have more than one sheet, just ignore that bit. Easy. Now this has already been done. You don't need to worry about it. And the last thing you need to make some amendment is, so what I want is, once the Python get the prices from Yahoo, it should give me in CSV format or Excel format. So there I am giving a name of that file. So I want Python give me file in give me prices in Excel format or in CSV format, and the file name or that CSV file should be valuations.csv. You can change it with your choice of name. So now so once these three places, your dates, the file you are uploading, and the file you want your end results to be saved in, once these three places are done, all you need to do is to just click this run button. So while you see this static pattern, that means things are in process. So it will change into 1, 2, 3 or some digit. That means it's done. So just bear with me 1 second, and let's see how much time it's taking. At 11:15 the process started, plus minus 5 seconds, and let's see how long it's gonna take to change it to 1 or 2, 3. So it's still in the process. Bear in mind there are more than 50. Okay, so less than a minute, the process is done. And ideally you should see valuations or CSV file in your list of documents. So this is where I have my list of documents. So I'm trying to see valuation.